Have you been walking around like you are low on energy, like your phone is on 2% energy? You're stuck on the 2% battery mark, but you didn't even do anything that bad to deserve that feeling. Then you're in the right place. This video is for you. And we're talking about something that is not woo-woo, but it is something that we probably don't pay enough attention to, and that is our energy. Our energy is something that we feel. It's a real thing. It's a practical human being trying to survive in our modern day life with all the long list, the long to-do list and everything we're doing. It is about how we feel in our energy. It's, let's just face it, we can't do everything for everyone, be everywhere we want to all the time. And guess what? We're not supposed to. We're supposed to master and get clear on what's draining our energy. It's probably not what you think, more than likely, but we'll get into that a little bit later. What actually restores you? What rejuvenates you? What gives you energy? And I'm not talking about just taking the long bubble baths or sleeping on the couch, after a long day. I'm talking about what gives you energy. What kind of activities really help revitalize you, and how to make those small guilt-free times that protect your peace actually a priority without turning them into a big deal, or turning yourself into a complete hermit where you're not socializing, where you're not doing things. It is very possible. So I want to get into this. The first thing I want to talk about is the silent energy drainers that you're probably ignoring. You may not have recognized as of yet. So let's dive into that. So I've kind of broken this up into different categories of what these slow drainers are. And you probably haven't even noticed it. But once we start talking about it, you're probably going to say, yeah, I recognize that. The first one is micro decisions, those little decisions. What should I eat? What should I order? What time should I have order the food to be delivered? Or what time should I leave in order to have time to cook dinner? Should I reply to that text now? Should I do it later? Should I reply to the email now? I mean, these are questions that go through. I mean, things come up, and these are these micro decisions. Do I need to look at my Instagram post, make sure that it posted okay? Do I need to get on YouTube, or do I need to acknowledge a colleague or a friend's social media, whatever it is, these tiny little decisions. Now, I know that may sound really silly, but think about your day. Think about how many of these tiny decisions all day long just wreak havoc on you. They are giving you mental fatigue. All these little details, all these little things. And this is why it's so important that we recognize that these are energy drainers. Okay. The next thing is emotional laboring type tasks. So this is like the invisible work, the invisible things, being the friend who's always there, being the person who's always listening, who anytime their phone rings, they pick up immediately, whether you're feeling up to it or not, being the coworker that smooths everything out, that figures out everything, that plays mediator in those awkward meetings, being that family member who holds everything together, even when inside you're falling apart on the inside. This is also a big energy drainer. I mean, I don't know about you, but I can relate to all of those things already that we've talked about. But this is really important that we start to realize what these drainers are and how we can deal with them. The next category is having poor boundaries. I call this the sure, I can do that syndrome. You can't do everything. And sure, I know you want to help people, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you've got to realize that when you say yes, it's got to feel easier in the moment, because it's got to feel like a real, resounding yes, I can do that, and that I actually can do that. Because if you don't, it's chipping away at your time, your mood, your energy reserves, and then you end up resenting saying yes. You wish that you would have said no. But we've got to pause before we give an answer. So having poor boundaries can really be something to really look at. Having the constant digital noise is another energy drainer. The notifications, the group chats, the group, just all these different things, whether it's on WhatsApp, Signal, whatever it is, scrolling before you go to bed at nighttime. It's like your brain is constantly on, and it's got like you feel like you have static, that you're static electric because the electricity is there constantly, the impulses are constantly there. Also, misaligned activities, even though things look productive, it can drain you if you're not aligned with the work that you're doing. If you're not valuing what you're working with, if you're saying yes to projects when you really want to say no, yes to projects that don't light you up, that don't get you energized, I mean, that's like trying to water your plants with soda. Wrong kind of feel, right? I mean, I don't know, maybe soda does work. I have read that actually somewhere that 7 Up, I believe, helps flowers stay alive longer, but I'm pretty sure if you were to, water your plants with soda instead of water over time, yes, they would probably wilt away as well. And we've got to look at these energy drainers, because if you have been feeling this way, and I know that if you haven't, maybe you're not feeling that way now, maybe you've had bouts of this, we need to look at what we can do in order to take care of these energy drainers that we can, whether that is delegating activities to other people, maybe having some of these activities or these things not on our to-do list to begin with. And that gets back to setting correct boundaries and making better decisions for ourselves. So let me ask you, which one of these shows up the most in your life? Drop it in the comments below. I'm really interested in hearing about this, because I want to talk to you about how we can reset without running away from your life. We can reset. There are things that we can do in your life right now that you can change step by step that will help regain your energy. And we can't always disappear into a cabin in the woods for 6 months, and we can't isolate ourselves. We can't keep ourselves in that isolation and on retreat mode all the time, as tempting as that may sound some days. I mean, I have to tell you, whenever we were in lockdown mode a few years ago, it was heavenly for a lot of people. I also enjoyed it too, to be quite honest with you, because it gave this forced calmness. Didn't have to get, bombarded with a bunch of impulses. That doesn't mean that we need to have lockdowns all the time. We've got to learn how to function within our daily lives, but be able to rejuvenate ourselves in different ways. So that way we are not feeling like our battery's at 2% all the time. I mean, that really gets exhausting after a while, and it's not sustainable. So because we're in a society where we just feel, and we keep on saying, maybe we're addicted to saying that we don't have enough time, we want to start incorporating these micro moments of recovery. Okay, you don't need an hour of time. You just need a minute here and there to reset your nervous system, to get yourself calm again, to get yourself centered, to feel rejuvenated in that moment. Try, like, for example, stepping outside for 3 minutes. Step out in nature. If you're at an office building that you can just get outside, or even if you can just open up the window, if you can't step outside, just get some fresh air for 3 minutes. Close your eyes and take 5 deep breaths in and out, and take your time taking those deep breaths in. That may take 3 to 5 minutes as well. Put your phone on do not disturb for 20 minutes, just for 20 minutes. These are these micro moments that these tiny little shifts actually just give a signal to our brain that says it is safe to chill and to relax. And these are very easy things to just kind of incorporate in your day-to-day life. I don't want to give you things that are going to disrupt your day. These are little things that we can do, these micro rest moments. So the next thing is to become aware of your body, because your body always knows way before your mind does what's going on. So if you feel like right now, just take a moment. Do you feel tightness in your shoulders? Do you feel any tension in your back? Do you feel snappy, kind of short fused? That's your built-in energy warning system, actually, of the body. Do a quick body scan. Do this once or twice a day even. Where are you holding stress right now? Where are you holding tension? Drop your shoulders, unclench your jaw. It's really going to be a big game changer, and it only takes a minute or two of your time, maybe max 5 minutes. We all have the time to do this. So doing an energy audit once a week. I personally like to do this on Sunday afternoon, Sunday evenings, but you can do whatever day the day of the week works for you. Ask yourself, what gave me energy this week? What revitalized me? What energized me? What inspired me? What motivated me? What made me feel alive? And then on the contrary, what drained me? Where did I feel like I was leaking energy? You know how sometimes whenever you have a meeting or you do an activity and you feel so exhausted afterwards, and not the good kind of exhausted, not because you've been doing a lot of things, but you just feel drained. That is definitely good to audit this and then adjust accordingly. Really start to balance out how many activities are you doing that are energizing you versus how many things are depleting you. Now, it sounds really simple, but this whole practice of awareness and getting kind of doing this audit once a week is going to help you become more aware and more self-aware to know what is working for you and what is not working for you. The biggest thing that I have seen as a big game changer is the art of saying no without the guilt hangover that you're just constantly going over and over. I can't believe I said no. I can't believe I said I couldn't do this or that. You don't need a long explanation either. That doesn't work for me right now. No, sorry, I can't do it. That doesn't work for me right now. I'm sorry, I can't commit to that. Thank you for thinking of me, but I'll have to pass. You don't have to go into a long explanation. Your time, you are the master of your time. Saying no is making room for the things that actually matter, the things that actually give you the energy, the things that you want to be doing. Because let's talk about what actually restores your energy. Maybe you've never even thought about this. Let's talk about the good stuff now. You know, the energy chargers. And I'm not just going to say self-care, because self-care, absolutely, we all know this, right? It's self-care is a little bit more detailed than that. And it's about having the right kind of connections. Not all social life and social time is draining. Sometimes social life is energizing. Hanging out with people who get you, that you can talk to, that's so restorative. I know for myself, whenever I can hang out with friends that I can actually be myself with and just kind of let loose and just kind of not worry about how I'm coming across or whatever it is, it's so restorative. That does me a world of good. It sometimes does me even better than 3 weeks vacation, for example. Well, maybe not, but you know what I mean? It's about really having the right kind of connection. So find your people, even if it's just one person. Find your people, find your tribe. The other one is movement, and make it as enjoyable as you can. Rock climbing, trampoline jumping, whatever it is. Move your body, dancing. Move your body in the way that feels good to you. Okay, that feels good to you. Dance in your living room. Wake up every morning and dance to some great music, you know, Indian Bollywood music or dance music, whatever it is. Not as a punishment, but as energy circulation to get your body moving. Go for a walk. Get outside, you know, stretch yourself, do yoga, do Pilates, whatever it may be, get into movement. Also making time for creative time. Now, this may be cooking. For some people, you know, cooking and just like really putting their heart and soul into creating something without a recipe and being very creative, writing, painting, whatever it may be, creative expression is the biggest reset to your soul. And whenever I say your soul, it's your inner self. That is where your energy gets really revitalized. And don't forget your sleep hygiene. I mean, this is not optional. Sleep is one of the most important things that we've got to take care of. There's no mystery about it. Set your times for cutting off the screen time before you go to bed. Let your nervous system wind down. Read a book if you want to, listen to music, whatever it may be. Get into the habit of making sleep a priority. The quality of your sleep matters. And yes, you guessed it, I'm going to talk about breath work. If you've been following my work for a long time, you know that I'm always talking about the way that we breathe. Doing breath work, I'm a big fan of conscious breathing. 2 minutes of deep intentional breath work can completely reset your energy field, completely reset your nervous system. So try some basic box breathing or simple inhale, exhale pauses. If you have any questions on that, you can definitely send us or drop us a link below and send us some information or send us your questions and we'll be able to help you in whatever way we can. You know, it's really interesting with breathing, you know, and incorporating these energy giving activities. You know, 5 deep breaths can revitalize you. Stepping outside, texting a friend or talking to a good friend that you can just be yourself with, saying no when you want to say no, stretching, drinking more water, laughing a lot more, Laughter, I feel, is one of the best medicines that there is in this world. It's the best energy medicine is to laugh. Give yourself the permission slip to do this. I mean, I'm going to give you your official permission slip. You do not have to earn your rest. You don't have to explain your boundaries, and you definitely don't have to be on 24/7. You do not have to let anyone or owe anyone 24/7 access to your energy. You deserve to have the restorative time, the proper time to sleep, and the proper downtime that you need. Being kind doesn't mean being available for everything, always, and for everyone. I know that that may feel selfish for some people, but it's not. It's about really being consciously aware of how you can protect your own energy in order to be able to be there for people. Sometimes protecting your energy is the most generous thing that you can do, not only for yourself, but for the people around you, because then you are really, when you're present, you're presently there and you're able to help in a heartbeat. It's a big game changer. So if this has resonated with you, please do me a favor. Hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. Hit the like button. Drop a comment. Share this with anybody that may need this message or needs this kind of reminder that they are not meant to be always tired and exhausted and drained. Now, I do want to say one thing too. If you have any reason to believe that there is something that may be going on physically, you want to consult your medical professionals, of course. You know, these are things in your realm, in your conscious level that you can take care of. But maybe there could be something to say that there's maybe vitamin deficiencies or something else going on. You always want to be able to work with your healthcare professionals and your healthcare professional teams to be able to, you know, really outrule anything else that's going on. But these are the things that you have in your own hands that you can take control of today, step by step. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I really look forward to hearing from you. Drop a comment below. What is one thing that you're going to do this week to protect your energy? Love to hear from you, and I will connect with you next time.